did your team show you there in the second half?
I thought we grew up. I was really proud of our maturity. I've been on our group a lot about emotional, mental maturity, about togetherness. It's funny, during one of the timeouts, I talked to one of our staff and said, wow, there's only one guy out there from last year, and that's been resonating. Yet I thought we grew up today. I thought we showed a lot of toughness. I thought we showed a lot of togetherness, which we've been trying to preach. And I thought our physicality in the second half, we were two totally different teams. That was a great old school Big East game. That reminded me of like middle 80s, man, like when bodies were flying. I thought the officiating was great. Both sides played hard. It was a good Big East game.
Did you say at the half to say Bryce and Ed that we're going to go inside like time and time?
Every single possession. We were trying to impose our will in front of the rim. Our goal was to try to get 30 some odd points in the paint. I don't know what it was, but I'm going to be really close. And again, them two guys, Ed's been around. Bryce continues to emerge and grow and develop in front of our eyes like we said he would. Again, I'm I'm proud of the guys. I'm proud of the guys more so from a father's perspective with respect to how much we're growing and developing.
Coach, you talk about your team handling the situational basketball there at the end of the second half?
One of the things we pride ourselves on is close games. In close games, we always practice late game situations. You've been around us long enough. You got to be prepared for those moments with late game situations. I thought we executed really well down the stretch.
With respect to how well you played the first 10 minutes of the game, despite being down 9 at the half, did you feel like if you got back to that point, that you could get the game back under control?
I think it's a fair question. I just didn't know what to expect. I just wanted us to play harder and more physical, and I thought they were bringing the fight to us in that stretch where they went on that big run. They made some shots. And, that's a very, very physical team, a great defensive team. I just was proud of our resilience, and how we responded.
Question about who would shoot critical free throws down the stretch. Reed obviously made 2 big ones, and Hopkins last year. That was pretty much Durham.
A lot of it was Durham, but if you remember, and you've been covering us long enough, Breed his entire career has stepped up in the moment. May not have played a lot of minutes, yet that kid he's as good as we've had here at Providence since I've been the coach as far as finishing games. For whatever reason, he just makes late free throws, and we trust him in that moment.
You like to say dependability is there? That's what
dependability. Yeah, he does, and he's calm. He's never rattled. Sometimes I want to rattle him, yet he's never rattled, and I think that plays into it. It's a credit to his emotional toughness.
Yeah, Bryce, obviously a very talented kid, but when you marry that with the compete level he showed in the second half,
that's what I was proud of. I was very proud of how he competed. He competed in foul trouble. He was a little frustrated. He said, hang in there. We've said along the whole way, I think everybody hasn't seen the best Bryce Hopkins yet as he's learning and growing. And when you go from his senior year in high school, COVID year, played 8 or 9, 10 games as a senior, goes to his next school and didn't play, had a lot of DNPs, yet that player is emerging right in front of everybody's eyes nationally. And his teammates know that, and his teammates are feeding off of it.
He seems to play inside out.
He does.
Really well.
He's got a lot of Ryan Gomes in him. He's got a lot of Jared Dudley in him. Probably more athletic than those two guys, right? But he's a versatile guy. And we as the coaches got to continue to move him around and put him in positions of his strength.
2 of the last 4 on the road in road environments. That's got to feel good, especially getting the first one in conference.
It does. Anytime you can get off the snide, any road win, you celebrate like you just won the lottery. Any road win in the Big East. Any road win in the Big East is so hard. Great crowd here. Shai's doing a great job with his group. His kids fought hard. They just missed a couple of wide open shots. Could have gone either way. We were just really fortunate to get a win.
Aside from Richmond, it seemed like you had answers. But how special is that?
Oh, Richmond. I don't know when we're going to play them again, but nightmares. He's a talented big guard that can do it versatile. He can make threes and go off the bounce. He can post. He's long. He's a really, really good player. And, Seton Hall's going to win a lot of basketball games because of him.
Seemed like you guys started both halves playing very well. Did you say anything extra special in the locker room there?
No. I've been coaching a long time. You got to trust your players. Players win games. Players win games. Coaches manage it. But the players got to put you in position to manage them the right way. So I'm proud of our players on how they allowed me to manage the game. All set?
All right.
Appreciate you guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Bryce, what was the difference in the second half? Coach was saying you know, you wanted to see the team grow up, and you can see you growing up yourself.
I feel like we just had to, settle into the game. It was the first Big East game of the year, so, we had some jitters. But I feel like we fought back and, we locked in coming in the second half. So, I feel like that was big for us.
So you like playing on the road? I can tell you having a little fun with the crowd.
I love it. I love when the crowd talks to me. They were talking to me, talking about last year and when I was at Kentucky and now I'm at Providence. That just adds fuel to the fire. So, I love playing on the road when the fans are talking. It just gets me going even more.
Seemed to get better as the game went along for you. What changed over the course of the game?
For me, I think it was just settling in. I had to settle into the physicality, see how they were playing me, because I could tell, like at the beginning of the game, they were, loading up to the ball, so I wouldn't drive the ball as much. So I feel like it was just settling in for me was the biggest thing for this game.
I feel like once you saw that 3 ball on the wing go in, then it was like, all right, my game started to take over.
I did. I mean, once I see a shot go in, I just feel like I'm in a rhythm now. And when I see shots go in, I feel like I can create for my other teammates and I feel like I'm gonna have a good game anytime I got shots going in.
When you guys are challenged like you were today, and you were able to meet that challenge, how much does that help confidence grow among the group?
It helps a lot. I mean, we weren't projected to win this game, so we added that as fuel to our fire. We just came out with a chip on our shoulder, tried to match our physicality and play hard. I feel like that was a big win for us.
What did you see from your teammate Ed Croswell today?
Me and Ed Croswell, I feel like we're a dynamic duo. We go out there and practice every day, and we bump heads a lot, but we came together today against Seton Hall, and I feel like we're going to be something that people can't really mess with in the Big East. And it's going to be hard for people to match up to both of us.
We saw you take the ball kind of end to end a couple of times and score. Is that just about your increased confidence and knowing that you can do that?
I feel like I had that all the time in my game. With my versatility, my dad always told me, he was always working on my ball handling. So, dribbling the ball coast to coast came pretty easy to me because I've been doing it since a young age. So, yeah.
All right. Thanks, Bryce.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Hey, Bryce, it seems as if the second half certainly an adjustment to pound the ball inside a little more than in the first. So you just speak of that and how successful it was.
We just saw a mismatch situation. Samuels went out, and then Defo came in, and I was telling Coach, like, feed me the ball inside, and he listened, and it was the right call to go. It was it just swung the whole game.
Are you surprised that it worked so well? You and Bryce they didn't really have many answers in the second half.
Me and Bryce work like this together in practice all the time. We always go against each other. So like 2 competitors playing against each other like that, and then coming into the game, you really not going to be fazed by much because you already experienced it in practice.
Not an easy team to close out, but you guys got it done.
Yeah, Seton Hall, all due respect to them, they played a great game. Kadari had a great game, and they're going to be a tough team. They're going to be a good team in the Big East.
Who wins those practice battles? You and Bryce?
I win them all the time.
You win them all the time?
Yeah, it's like Bryce, we go back and forth, but I like to think I win them all the time. So,
just knowing it's your last year, first game, you want to start out on the right foot, doing it on the road. What does that do for the confidence of the group?
It creates a sense of urgency. It's win or go home. My mindset. Every game, it's a rough conference to play in, and every game I want to win. And I want my teammates to feel successful too in that process. So that's the way I'm thinking. That's how I want my teammates to respond.
You had a couple of blocks there early in the second half. Did you feel like you were starting to set the tone on defense?
I was just filling the game out, and when I saw opportunity, I just went out there and tried to be aggressive, block shots, scream, yell. Just bring some energy into our game and stuff like that. So when I got those blocks, I just felt like yes, we can play even harder. We can take this to another level.
Ed, this isn't to say that you played poorly in the first half by any stretch, but going into the second half, did you feel like you had more to give?
Definitely, I felt I had more to give based off how they were guarding me in the first half. And once we got their other bigs in foul trouble, then I was like, definitely, you gotta go to work now. You have to go to work. This is your chance to go to work, and it worked.
And as one of these guys who was part of this last year, did you feel like you would need to give that to get to this vision?
It had to come from somewhere. Me and Jared, Bree, we were on that team last year, but I was just thinking like, we need that push, we need that leadership out there on the court, and it worked. It came out of us today, and I'm happy it came out of us at the right time. We want to know in the Big East, so it's great timing, honestly.
Speaking of that, Ed, since you're one of 3 guys who really played a lot of Big East minutes last year, can you talk about the confidence this gives you guys closing out a game like this on the road?
This is our first road win victory second road win victory, first Big East road win, and it just gives us a sense of the environment that we're going to face on the road and stuff like that. So I think it's going to give us a lot of confidence. Everybody saw the environment, the energy surrounding the Big East and stuff like that. So it's great for us to finally see us in the dub column on the road. You know, against a great opponent too. So.